Hey folks, Laurie the Simplex Guru here in the Scottish Highlands, and I'm going to try and do this video fairly quickly because it's midge time. It's been raining all day so I couldn't get out, and now the midgies are out and about and they will eat me alive. So this video is going to be about all metal mode. I've had somebody that watches the channel ask me what I thought. I said I didn't really like the tone so I didn't use it much, but I would take it out today and I would give it a go and I would let them know what I think. Now I am in a friend's garden. It's quite a large farmhouse that was built in the early 1800s, but the garden actually used to be part of a field. You can see behind me that more of that field is being developed into housing, and then there's more of that field behind me there. It was all agricultural. So there are lots of big bits of iron in this field. There are bits of tractor and plough in this field. And one of the things I'm finding with all metal is when it hits one of these, because the limited tones that are there in all metal, it screams when it hits big iron. Now, I'm used to listening for iron to be a grunt. So with all metal, if you are in a field like this or a garden like this, you cannot rely on the tone. So every time it makes that noise, you have to look because it doesn't grunt. Sometimes iron 2 or 3, some of the 4s do actually make a much lower tone. But a lot of the iron here is big, so it's screaming. I've had a couple of signals that weren't iron, and they make the same high-pitched tone. I've got one of those for you, so I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to let you hear it, and then I'm going to dig it, and then I'm going to take you on a little walkie with me and let you hear what it sounds like. You are much more dependent on the VDI in a busy ex-agricultural field, or agricultural field for that matter, with all metal. If your situation is different, it's actually quite quiet. It's got a nice little buzz in the back, though it does remind me of biting little midgy things. Nice little buzz until you hit something. So that's good. But if every time it screams you get that jump and, oh, what is it, what is it? And it's just iron, because it's a grunt, so you've had to look at it. I don't know, it's up to you. I find it, I don't know, it excites me for no reason at all. I'd rather listen for the grunt, personally, but I can see, having done a bit of this field in it, it's pretty quiet. So try it out in your field, see what you think. I will try it in other fields that I have, if I can find one that's not agricultural or a busy park, and see how it gets on, because it is grunting. Well, it's not grunting, it's putting in a low tone on 2s and 3s and some 4s, but there's so much big farm iron in this field that it would be a grunt, or it would be a beep with a grunt behind it in the other modes. It reads quite excitedly, quite high-pitched in all metal, and then you have to look at the VDI, and me who hunts listening with my ears more than watching the screen, finds that a bit tricky. So anyway, enough yabbering, let's turn this around. I'll let you listen to this tone. It was ringing up in the 70s, then we'll dig it up and we'll see what it is, and then we'll go and we'll have a little listen around this field and you can hear what I'm talking about. Okay, so you can see I have my sensitivity turned down 1 because I just found it was way too busy with the iron in the ground. So I've turned my sensitivity down 1 and I am on all metal. And there is a signal just here, or thereabouts. Using our wiggle method, that's where the signal drops off. Not huge. So I'm just going to mark it. We'll give it a dig and I'll come back to you. Well folks, I'm not seeing anything immediately visible in the plug or in the hole. So let's put the pinpointer on. Oh, I forgot to mute the Simplex. Right. Right, it's something just down there. Or it may be something in the plug. It could be 2 different things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn you off. I'll dig it out and we'll see what we got. Right folks, so in the side of the plug, just in there, we had this bottle cap. Down in the very bottom in the center, we had this thing. I have no idea what it is. I'll get it cleaned up and I will put a photo in now. Okay folks, we are on all metal mode, which is hard to tell because you can tell that my Simplex is very well used. And that is with a screen protector on it. I do need to change it. But it is in all metal down there at the very end, this one. It is 1 bar below full sensitivity because this is quite a busy field. It is ground balanced. There is no mineralization. Now, I told you I was going to let you hear what the big iron sounded like. So you're going along. That's one of those low sounds I was telling you about that's going to be an iron sound. There's another one. See, she's quite quiet in this mode. We're just going along. Not much happening. She got very excited there. What is that? What is that? Oh, it's iron. Okay. Yep. Back along. Nice and quiet. That sound. She's really excited. What is it? What is it? It's big iron. That's all it is. It's big iron. Oh, right. False alarm. Oh, what's that? No, that's iron again. Just a low-pitched buzz. Again, another bit of iron there. Again, high pitch, higher pitch. Again, it's just iron. We're all nice and quiet, and I do like that about it. I do like that it's quiet. But I don't know, I get a bit of a start every time I hear that really high-pitched squealing. And then it's just iron. If you didn't have iron that caused a signal like that, oh, iron. If you didn't have things in your ground that sound like that, cause her to sound like that, it's a nice quiet mode. You are more reliant on the VDI because you cannot be dependent on your tones. That I think is a drawback, and I wish maybe it could have more tones. But that is something that Dillick has said that this machine is not going to get because they do want to keep it for a beginner's machine, and the more stuff they start adding in, the more complicated it becomes, and you couldn't just turn it on and go if you end up with something like the Nox. Plus, I suppose they do need to keep a bit in their arsenal, a bit in their stable for the Cruiser and the new multi-IQ machine when it comes out. So that's my thoughts on all metal in a field like this, or grounds like this. I heard something there, but I was talking too much. It could have just been the fence over there. And I was asked what I thought about the all metal, and that's my thoughts. It is nice and quiet. I will work my way back up towards the house using it, see if I find a few other signals, and see how the machine reacts to them. But I think because of the limit of tones and the way that it reacts to big iron, for me, it won't be something I use in situations like this, because I have to rely on the VDI so much, and that's not really the way that I hunt. That's another one of those low-pitched irons, and we're back to where we started out with that signal just before here. Now, that's it, going to town over the spade. So, I don't know. If I come across another signal that isn't iron, I will happily put the detector on and record it for you. Otherwise, I'll just say bye from me for now. And any other questions or videos you want me to do, get in touch. Bye. Hey folks, I thought you might want to hear what one of these super excitable iron tones sounds like in some of the other modes. So here's one. And it's just a 3/4. So if I pop this over into field, and I'd have come across that in field, I'd have known straight away just by listening that that was iron. And we put it into Park 1. There we go. Park 1 still on full sensitivity because I haven't used it today. It's giving me a little bleep, but it's pretty much just grunty. And then here we have Park 2, which is also still full sensitivity. Any of those modes, I would have known straight away that was iron, and I wouldn't have had that heart-stopping moment of that squealy, squealy sound of all metal, which is one of the downfalls if you're in a field that was agricultural or is agricultural. So I just thought you might want to hear that. I'll continue to look for another signal, and then we will come back to it. Okay folks, as promised, I've got another signal on, as you can see, field, and 1 bar from full. It's very, very jumpy. No idea what it is, but it's not reading ferrous. Might be aluminium, but I said to you I would put it onto the different modes and we'd hear what it sounds like. So we'll kick it over here. That is Park 2. 68, 67. Absolutely solid. Park 1. 68, 67. And field. Again, 68, 67. And we'd lose it there. Just there is the edge of our mark. How big are we? We're not too big. Going around it. It's quite a small one. So, I'm going to stop just there. So, I'm going to give that a dig. And I'll come back to you once I've got it out of the ground. And I'll let you know what it is. Right folks, after a little bit of hunting, it was off to the side of the hole. A modern, well, not totally modern £1 coin, but one that can go to the bank and we can get our money back for £1 coin. That was 67 to 68 completely. Right, just one moment, I'll turn you around. Right, boo. It is not the Scottish Midge Monster. It is I, the Simplex guru, hiding from the nasty Scottish Midges so that I can make this video for you. See my dedication. That coin can go to the bank and get changed into a £1 coin that we can use now and spend in the shops. But that rang up 68, 69. Sometimes they're about 70. I did hear it on the all metal. It did come through nice and clear. Came through, as you heard, like those screamy 04 irons, and it checked out on the other modes, so I dug it, and that's an interesting experiment. I had not used all metal much before, other than in pinpointing or going through assorted modes to try different things to suss out a signal before I dug it. So thank you very much for the suggestion of the video, and I hope you've enjoyed this, and any other videos you want me to make. I think I have a request for a part 2 video, but that's going to wrap up right now the all metal one. And as I said before, if I can get it out onto a place that isn't an agricultural field or hasn't been and is a bit more quiet, I guess, for those screamy 4s, I think this would be a good mode to hunt in, because when you heard that signal, you'd know straight away that was something you wanted to dig. Unfortunately, in a field with big farm iron, it's going to keep you jumping and might not be worth it. But anyway, hope that helps. Thanks very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you wish, and thanks very much. Bye!